All right, so let's start the timer. This is kind of fun. Start. Sick. All right. So we're getting into Menorah math. I'm going to start by reading the problem. Tonight marks the 6th night of Hanukkah, which means it's time for some more Menorah math. I have the most peculiar menorah. Like most menorahs, it has 9 total candles, a central candle called the shamash, 4 to the left of the shamash and another 4 to the right. But unlike most menorahs, the 8 candles on either side are numbered. The 2 candles adjacent to the shamash are both 1, the 2 out from them are 2, the next pair are 3, and the outermost are 4. And the shamash is always lit. How many ways are there to light the remaining 8 candles so that the sums on either side of the menorah are balanced? For example, one way would be to light candles 1 and 4 on both sides and candles 2 on 3 of the other side. In the case, the sum of both are 5, so the menorah is balanced. Okay, so let's start by drawing this out. This is pretty maybe straightforward. Is that too much to say? And so here's our little workspace, and we'll draw ourselves a menorah. Money. Cool. All right, so this is the problem we're solving. And now this is our little workspace. So it got a little smaller, but we should be fine. All right. And so these are labeled, and do candles adjacent to the shamash world 1. I'm actually pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, so I apologize. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This problem, you think it's about menorahs. That's where you get a little wrong. I mean, it is about menorahs, but it's generalizable in a pretty easy way. And if we do that, then we get a much different problem, easier problem. And so we're trying to find the different sums of numbers and then the variations of ways that we can get there. And so when I'm talking through it here, we can make the number 1, for example, in one way. So if we wanted to, here we go, sum, I'll even put this in another layer for y'all, sum 2. And so if we want it to sum to 1, there's only one way to do that. It's 1. If we want it to sum to 2, there's one way to do that. It's using 2. If you want it to sum to 3, there is 2 ways to do it. You can do 1 plus 2 or 3. And so we can use this. All right, we need to make a little tweet so that we have more than one viewer. And I'll give you a hint, that viewer is me. And so what I want to do now that we have this concept. Okay, so I breezed past it, but I want to explain this right. So we know that there's one way to sum to 1. And so the number of configurations that we can have where this side equals 1, where this left side equals 1, and the right side equals 1, is equal to 1. Now the reasoning that is that the left side can only be 1 in one way by having the 1 candle lit. The right side can only have one way by having the 1 candle lit. Cool. And so the sum of both sides summing to 1 yields 1 configuration. 1 config. Okay. And so now let's look at the second configuration. It'll be similar, I'll warn you. But the only way that we can sum to 2 on the left side is using the 2 candles. There's only one way. The only way that we can sum to 2 on the right side is using the 2 candles. So there's only 1 configuration there as well. And so this yields to 1 configuration. Config. I'll write it out, but whatever. Now this is where it gets a little tricky when we are summing to 3. So both sides will sum to 3, and both sides have 2 different ways that they can do it. And so it becomes a little trickier. So the left side could use 2 and 1, or the left side could use 3. And the right side could use 2 and 1, or the right side could use 3. And so because there are 2 ways to get to 3, it means that there are 2 times 2, or 4 configurations. And now that we kind of have like a baseline for how I want to do this, I think we just extend this out for all of the different numbers that we can sum to. So yeah, let's get that going. I think Photoshop is the incorrect tool. I think from here we want to go to something pretty silly like Excel. I get that it's not the like best tool in most cases, but I think for this it's gonna end up being a table, and so let's start with Excel and let's see if we need to use something more robust. So cool. So I'm gonna basically make the same thing. Sum to, how big should I make this font wise? That's pretty big. We can be like here. Okay. So I want to sum to, and we can extend that out to the highest number. And then we can go here like method 1, method 2, method 3. Maybe they shouldn't be different rows, but whatever. We'll see what happens. And then here will be total methods. So now what's a method? Let me just make sure that I'm not confusing everyone. It's a method is the ways to get to this sum number. And so for 3, there are 2 methods. It's 1 plus 2 and 3. And so we will extend this out pretty far. I actually don't know off the top of my head what the maximum is, but the maximum number that we'll be able to sum to is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And so I guess it's 10. Okay. And so to get to 1, the methods are 1. And you just equal the count of these. Cool. To get to 2, the only method is 2. To get to 3, it's 1 plus 2 or 3. So that's just me rewriting what we did earlier. My little count function isn't working, but whatever. I feel like count. We can update it manually. We won't be slick with it. Sorry. Okay. So for 4, I think for 4 there's only 2 methods. It's 1 plus 3 and 4. I can't think of another one. For 5, there are 2 methods. Ooh, yeah, there are 2 methods. Interesting. It's 1 plus 4 and 2 plus 3. I don't think that there is another way to do that. If you can think of one, let me know. But I am pretty sure that's it. Okay. For 6, I know we can do 2 plus 4. There's no 5. I think there's just one way to get there. And so I think that's it. For 7, is it just 4 plus 3? I can't think of any other ways. Oh my god, okay, I'm being silly. You could do 1 plus 2 plus 3. And for 7, you could do 1 plus 2 plus 4. Cool. So I'm just gonna erase this column, and we'll fill this in later. Right now, we're just coming up with all the methods. Okay. Are there other ways to get to 6? No, there aren't. For 7, you need the 4, and these are the other 2 ways to make 3. For 8, you can do 1 plus 3 plus 4. You can't use the 2, because this is kind of fun. The reason you can't use the 2 is that if you use the 2, then you have to use the remainder to get to 6. You can't get to 6 because both of the methods use 2. So for 9, we want to use 4 plus 2 plus 3. I'm kind of cheating here. I'll explain how. I'm trying let's try using the 4. If we use the 4, that means that the remainder of the numbers have to sum to 5. And so I just go to this 5 row and I'm saying what in here doesn't have a 4 in it. And then that would be a valid way to finish off the summing. And so 4 plus 2 plus 3 is 1. If I use 3, I can do 3 plus 2 plus 4. And that's all I can do. If I use the 2, that leaves me with 7. Oh, I can do that. Oh, but I already wrote that down. It's this one. That'd be 4 plus 2 plus 3. Cool. So that's all I can do. And then we know that there's only one method to get to the 1, which is summing all of these puppies together. Interesting. This is a lot less populated than I thought there would be. I thought that there would be many more configurations, to be honest. But makes our lives easier. All right, so let's double check ourselves. There's nothing I'm missing here. 1 plus 2 and 3. 1 plus 3 and 4. Yep. Okay. 8. 8 feels like there should be more, but no, we went over it. If I take away the 3, then there's 5, and there's only 1. Okay. Yeah. I don't know of a way to check this besides just what I did, which is kind of stare at them and think. But let's just go with that for now. And so what I want to do now is I want to come up with a total number of methods. So it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. These are the number of ways that you can get to each sum. And then we're basically going to square each side. So it's going to be this times this. And so this goes back to that configurations thing that we were talking about here. If there's one method for getting to 1, then there's one configuration. If there are 2 methods for getting to a number, then that means there are 2 times 2 or 4 configurations. Because you can have configuration A, B, BA, or BB. And so, hence the 2 squared. And so this means that these are the total number of configurations that you could have. Okay. And so we're going to sum this. And so our answer is 28. However, there's a little gotcha here that I think we're missing. And you guys tell me if this is valid. 0. And so I think with 0, there's one way to get there, which is don't light anything. Does this count? Does this not count? I don't really know. 29 with an asterisk. You guys can decide if you think that is appropriate. Does 0 count? Because if it does, then there are 29. And so let's we read the problem. I don't know. We're about to finish the problem here. So let's reread the problem and make sure that we think we did it. And then, okay. So tonight marks the 6th night of Hanukkah, which means it's time for some more menorah math. I have a most peculiar menorah. Like most menorahs, it has 9 total candles, a central candle called a shamash, 4 to the left of the shamash and another 4 to the right. But unlike most menorahs, the 8 candles on either side of the shamash are numbered. The 2 candles adjacent to the shamash are both 1, and the 2 candles out from the shamash are 2, the next pair are 3, and the outermost are 4. The shamash is always lit. How many ways are there to light the remaining 8 candles so that the sums on either side of the menorah are balanced? How many other ways are there to light them? So I think you have to light them. For example, one such way is to light candles 1 and 4 on one side and candles 2 and 3 on the other side. In this case, the sum on both sides is 5, so the menorah is balanced. Does it also have to be the 8th night of Hanukkah? The remaining 8 candles. No, it doesn't. Okay, so the fact that it's the 6th night of Hanukkah, does it have to represent the 6th night of Hanukkah? It doesn't seem like that's the case, because the example that they gave, it was the 4th night of Hanukkah. So we're ignoring that. All right, cool. I think we run it. I think the shamash is always lit. How many other ways? Yo, if it's Hanukkah, you gotta have a candle lit. You can't. It's like it's against the rules to have just the shamash lit. You gotta. It's gotta be a night of Hanukkah. I'm gonna go 28. I don't think my little asterisk is valid. Okay. And so, as a result, there are 28 different methods, and we're gonna call time 24 minutes. Easy money. Control, pause. All right, let's submit this. My name is Tyler Barron. Let's say I'm from Denver. I'll put that in later. But the answer is 28. Here, I'll change it to just me so I can input sensitive info, such as my email address. And our work is twitch.tv/drbaron. Cool. So let's submit that. Cool.